Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors create unwanted NBA history as Klay Thompson exacts ultimate revenge after Stephen Curry and Draymond Green ruined his homecoming to Chase Center last month. Klay Thompson has exacted revenge in succumbing the Golden State Warriors to their 8th loss in 10 games. Thompson had a season-high 29 points in an offensive-fueled game at Chase Center on Sunday night, helping the Mavericks to a 143-133 victory over their conference rival. The former Warrior guard had 12 of his points in the fourth quarter, finishing 7 of 11 from beyond the arc as the two teams set a record for most combined threes in NBA history. Golden State's 18 first-half threes equaled an NBA record, but they still found themselves down 8 as Luka Doncic completely picked them apart with 28 points and a near triple-double over the first 24 minutes. The Warriors battled back from multiple double-digit deficits to give themselves a chance including pulling to within 5 with just under 3 minutes remaining. But as has been a common theme over the last few weeks, Golden State failed to score from then on as Thompson put the finishing touches on his best performance of the season. Dallas had gone for 46 points in the opening period and had 81 points by the end of the first half, ultimately finishing the game shooting a scorching 59.8% from the floor and 51.2% from three-point range. Doncic finished with a mammoth 45 points, 11 rebounds and 13 assists on 16 of 23 shooting, while Kyrie Irving chipped in with 21 points. Golden State's 27-made 3 were an NBA record for a losing team, having nailed exactly 50% of them thanks to 17 combined from Stephen Curry, 7 Andrew Wiggins, 5 and Draymond Green, 5. It was nice that the Warriors found an offensive groove after so many struggles over the past 9 games, but it was equally a poor time for their 4th-ranked defense to new as they slide further down the West standings. Wiggins had 29 points, 3 rebounds and 4 assists on 11 of 20 shooting in his return from a short absence, while Curry had 26 points, 5 rebounds and 10 assists on 9 of 19 shooting. Green and Jonathan Kaminga also reached 20 points, with the latter having started over the former in another controversial ploy from Steve Kerr. The Warriors will be desperately hoping that the addition of Dennis Schroeder can help turn around their fortunes, with the veteran guard set to make his team debut when Golden State travels to Memphis to play the Grizzlies on Thursday. Luka Doncic identifies secret to making Quentin Grimes unstoppable for the Mavs. The Dallas Mavericks won one of their more thrilling games of the season on Sunday evening versus the Golden State Warriors in Klay Thompson's second homecoming game to the Bay Area, as the Mavericks shot an absurd 59.8% from the field and 51.2% from distance, en route to pulling away for 143-133 victory. This game was one of the most satisfying and complete victories for the Mavericks all season, as the trio of Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic and Thompson scored a combined 95 points on 62.2% shooting from the field. This was easily Thompson's best game as a Maverick, and it was also the biggest masterclass of a performance from Doncic that we've seen this season, as Doncic notched his 80th career triple-double and scored a season-high 45 points. However, while involving Thompson more in the offense and getting Doncic in MVP form were two of the more pressing concerns Mavericks fans have had recently. Before this game, another impressive takeaway from this game was the performance of Dallas bench. The Mavs bench didn't put up gaudy numbers on the evening, but they contributed at a high level on both ends in a game where it was needed because of how well the Warriors were shooting. The most impressive performance off the bench for the Mavericks easily came from Quentin Grimes, as Grimes essentially established his role on the team in Dallas NBA Cup game versus the Warriors a little over a month ago, and he continued his stellar play against the Warriors by scoring 14 points on 4-8 shooting from outside. Grimes has posted in double figures in 9 of the last 14 contests for the Mavericks, and he's become a tertiary shock creator and stellar three-point shooter for the Mavericks while also playing some great point-of-attack defense recently. Grimes is easily in contention with Daniel Gafford for being the best player off Dallas bench recently, and Doncic revealed after the Golden State game how the Mavericks can make Grimes even more unstoppable than he already has been over this past month. He was big time today, Doncic said in the post-game press conference in regards to Grimes. He's one of the best catch-and-shoot players in this league, so just got to use him like that more. In 24 games played this season, Grimes has only shot 5 or more three-pointers in 6 contests, so Doncic isn't unfounded with this take. Grimes has been far more involved in multiple facets of Dallas offense recently, as he's been used heavily as an off-ball screener, cutter and weak side playmaker. While Grimes has done a great job with all of those tasks, Dallas could amplify his effectiveness by making a concerted effort to get him more three-point looks, as he's now shooting an efficient 41.6% from downtown on the season. If Grimes were to shoot more catch-and-shoot three-point looks on a consistent basis, he may start trending toward being one of the best sixth men in the NBA, as he's arguably Dallas' best catch-and-shoot player on the roster behind Thompson. Grimes' overall versatility on offense has been a great surprise this season, and he's answered Jason Kidd's call for him to step up on both ends tremendously throughout this past month, so it only makes sense for Kidd to grant him a little more playing time and install some more actions for him to receive open looks from outside on a more consistent basis. Jimmy Butler sends warning message to Warriors before substantive trade talks. The NBA's unofficial trade season opened on Sunday. On that date, most of the players who signed free agent contracts before the season became eligible for trades under the league's complicated rules regarding player movement and the salary cap under the NBA collective bargaining agreement (CBA). In all, a total of 86 players across the NBA are now trade eligible who were not prior to December 15. Not all of last off-season's free agents became eligible, but those that did not can just wait a month until January 15. That's the date when the CBA rules allow players who sign new contracts with their current teams to be traded if those teams were over the cap at the time of signing and whose new contracts gave them a minimum 20% pay rise under the CBA's bird rights exception, named after Boston Celtics Hall of Famer Larry Bird. The bird rights exception, more formally known as the qualifying veterans free agent exception, dates back to the birth of the salary cap in 1983 and allows teams to retain certain star players even if doing so puts them over the cap, but another big one does, fortunately for the Golden State Warriors or any team that may be planning a trade for veteran Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler. Those specific obstacles built into the CBA do not exist in his case. While several teams have been mentioned as possible Butler suitors this season, Golden State has moved quickly to the forefront of that small group, according to a report by Jordan Elliott of NBC Sports Bay Area. Elliott also reported that the Warriors are the only team likely to hold substantive talks with the Heat about acquiring Butler. 3 other teams have emerged as contenders for Butler according to the NBC report, but none appear willing to move forward in the process. The Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks, 2 teams linked to Butler, reportedly have not registered a tangible interest in pursuit of the Heat superstar. Elliott wrote the Phoenix Suns, another potential Butler landing spot, realistically would need to include wing Bradley Beal in any deal with Miami, but the Heat already rejected the addition of Beal back in 2023 according to Elliott. According to a report by ESPN insider Brian Windhorst, Butler has issued a message of warning for the Warriors and in fact any other team looking at him in a trade scenario. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.